The Gemara in Masechta tells us such a dramatic story, such a moving story about a person named Rabbi Elazar ben Dadaya. He was a person who was very promiscuous. He was pulled this way and that by his own instincts, by his own desires, and he was a very lowly person. There was not, the Gemara says, a house of ill repute, a zayna, in the world that he didn't visit. Whenever he heard about a new experience that he could have to satisfy his lowest cravings, he went after it. And there was a particular zayna, a harlot, who lived, the Gemara says, she lived out by the ocean, and he went to her, and as they were engaged in the Dvar Avera, in a forbidden act, she mocked him. She said, "You're never coming back to tshuva. There's no repentance for you. You've sinned so grievously." And her word struck him like a thunderbolt. And he looked up and he said, "What am I going to do? I need help. I need to come back. I need to do tshuva." Heaven and earth, he asked the stars and constellations, mountains. He asked everything and everybody to help him do tshuva. They all said, "We have our own things to worry about. We can't help you with your tshuva." And he said these words, "Ein hadavar tali elabi." It's up to me. No one's helping me do tshuva. If I want to make that climb back to the Rebbeinu Shalom, if I want to climb back to purity, it's up to me. That's what the Gemara says. When Rabbi heard the story, the Gemara concludes, Bacha Rabbi, he cried and he said these words, Yesh kaina elamai b'sha'a achas. There is one who acquires his entire world b'sha'a achas in 1 hour. That means people toil, they work for decades, for years. They give themselves away to be close to the Rebbeinu Shalom. And this person, in 1 hour, in 1 moment, sha'a achas, he earned his entire world. But there's another understanding to the word sha'a. Sha'a doesn't only mean an hour or a moment. Sha'a also means to turn. Like the pasuk says, Vel kayin, vel menchasei, loy sha'a. Hashem did not turn. Or we say in davening, in Ritzei, u'lesvilasam she'ei. We ask the Rebbeinu Shalom, turn. Turn your face towards our tefillas. Turn towards us. Sha'a means to turn. Yesh kanei lama, a person could acquire everything, b'sha'a achas, by just turning their head in one direction at one time. They see something that they shouldn't see, look away. You see something that you do want to see, stare at it, be fixed at it. The power of vision is great, and the power of being able to turn your head is so great. What's an example of positive turning your head, of positive vision? Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva was walking, he was an Amaretz, he was a simpleton. He didn't know anything, he was an unlearned person. And he saw the water dripping on a rock. Now other people ostensibly also saw that, but they didn't stop and look. He did stop and look. He said, whoa, what's going on here? The water is boring a hole in the harbor. How is that even possible? Must be that with persistence and stamina and dedication, even water can forge a hole in a rock. So Torah could do that to me as well. And he changed his life. Unlike Va'imer, we celebrate Rabbi Akiva, the legacy of Rabbi Akiva, the vision of Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva who lost all his Talmidim and was still able to rebuild that way of seeing things. If vision could have such a negative effect, it could certainly have such a positive effect. Rabbi Akiva was able to look and see something holy. Yesh kanei lamai b'sha'a achas. With one turn, Rabbi Akiva turned. Akiva is Rosh Tevis. The word Akiva is Rosh Tevis. Yesh kaina elamai b'sha'a achas. Because that's what he taught us. Unlike Va'imer, which is a yontif so connected to him. The way we could remember that is by turning away a little bit from that which we shouldn't see and turning towards that which we should see.